Hello, welcome back guys, and good morning to my earth signs and my earth signs only. I am kidding, of course, but the joke there is that earth signs tend to be more happy in the weeds than maybe some of the rest of us. In this video, I've already done my complexion, pretty much everything except for my eyes, because I am prepared for this to get a little bit tedious. Understand, tedium is not my personality. I don't do well in the weeds, but I am willing to entertain, especially when a company like Thrive comes out with basically the same color in a bunch of different undertones. To me, that is neat, and I want to know more. So, they did just release 3 new shades in their Brilliant Eye Brighteners, and I have all 10 of their Brilliant Eye Brighteners here. If you're unfamiliar with this formula, it is a very silicone dimethicone based cream eyeshadow stick that does not crease, and it's very, very beautiful. Sometimes it's a little harder shade to shade to build some of them up to full saturation, but I'll be interested to see how these new ones perform. I have only swatched them, I have not put them on my eyes yet. The new shades are called Callie, Anise, or Anise. It's either Anise like the spice or Anise like a person's name, because they do tend to name things after women in their scope. I happen to have a lip liner named after me, which is just fantastic. What an honor. The other new one is called Pili, P-I-L-I. Now, I have 4 in my hand because the 3 that just came out all seem to be iterations of this one, which is called Muna. So, I mean, they are very, very nuanced in their differences from one another, and we're going to swatch them all and explain those nuances in undertones and the description of the shades. And then I'm going to apply at least one of them as I see fit, and probably use the other ones that I have on hand to enhance the look. And I will actually end up, after I swatch these 4, swatching all of them for you guys for reference. I'm definitely in no way saying that there was no point in doing this. Absolutely not. I think that from a color theory standpoint, this is incredibly intentional. And I think that it's super fascinating. I just know that my personality and a lot of people's personalities, you know, when you want somebody to cut to the chase, I don't think this video is going to cut to the chase at any point. I'm never going to be able to draw really, really strong delineations between these shades. So if that makes your brain fry in its own juices, maybe skip this one. That's all I'm saying. So I'm gonna move y'all in and we'll get to swatching, and then we'll get to finishing this makeup, and then maybe I'll have some firm final thoughts for you, but I think this is probably just gonna be more of a reference guide. Guys, these are gorgeous. I should start by saying that I love this formula. I love it, especially because it packs a similar punch to a lot of cream shadows that I love. But again, there's no creasing on this. I've heard that even from the people who self-declared have like the world's oiliest eyelids. They're like, these are the only things that don't crease on me. So I did them in alphabetical order so that I could remember. Anise or Anise, Callie, Muna, the one that predated this release, and this is Pili. So let's see if I can describe these. This one is sort of a bronzy shift gold, and that is Anise. Then we have Callie, which I would call a very neutral shimmery taupe, almost cool toned, definitely the most cool toned out of the 4. Then we have Muna, which is actually rosy by comparison to the rest of these, a rosy brown. And this is like a true gold, this Pili. It's absolutely gorgeous, but you would almost call that one, yeah, like golden gold. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch the rest of them for you guys. All right, so the rest of them, so to recap here, we had Anise, Callie, Muna, Pili, this is Gia, which is like a very warm gold, Aurora, which is a rose gold, Emma, which is like a true copper, Stella, which is the original, it's supposed to just be champagne, and then Estrella, which is like straight up pearl white. And if you're pale like me, it is maybe the only one in the whole collection that actually will serve as like an inner corner highlight that really glows. I can get away with using Stella, but Estrella is like outstanding. So if I hold those up to my face, right? Like, isn't it funny how if we cover those up, certain ones look like they belong and certain ones don't. So, you know, we've done Muna, so I'm not gonna do Muna, but Muna does look, since it's got that rosy undertone to it, it does look like it would go right along with my complexion. Let's see. I think we could get away with Pili. I think that that is almost too cool. And, oh boy. Anise is phenomenal, isn't it? It's almost the color of my hair. You know, my hair is just this kind of like in between greeny patina, kind of like dark blonde. I don't know, like when it catches the light, it kind of goes a little bit auburn. Either way, let's try that. Let's try Anise first and see what happens. And I'm gonna go on the website and I'm gonna read the actual descriptions and see if I got them right and talk about the prices and everything like that. And I always forget to say this, but I have 10% referral code, 10% off your first order at Thrive in the description at all times. And then, you know, obviously if you click on a link, I get affiliate credit for that, so thank you. All right, so Anise, I do really appreciate that since they did go with the nuance of the shades, they really captured the nuance in not just the color, but also the finish of the shadow in the actual container. And Thrive is notorious for doing cool stuff like this, so if it ever gets, you know, the point starts to get kind of weird on you and you want a better point, there's like a sharpener in the butt of all of them. So that is really cool. And on my face right now, I have the Typology Paris skin tint. I have the Pat McGrath concealer, and then I have the Patrick Ta bronzer contour, some bronzer in Kiss of Pink from Bare Minerals. I can't do two things at once apparently. And a little bit of Wayne Goss blush in Coral Rose. And no setting powder, but I did use some setting spray. So something that I did notice even when I was swatching is that some of the older shades are the ones that I would say have a hard time building up saturation, like full saturation, when you want to capture not just the color but also the texture. As soon as you start blending them out, they go a little bit translucent, not in a bad way necessarily, but it might be a little bit frustrating, especially as you get into deeper skin tones where some of the shades might be less likely to show up in the first place. So these, I really want to say, like as I was swatching them, they felt like they were going to want to stay more saturated, which was really nice, but they do build nicely and you don't have to spread them out completely. So, you know, you can get that saturation out of them, but even Muna, I feel like when I first put Muna on, back when it first came out, I was like, I was hoping it was gonna be a little bit more, you know, that I was just gonna be able to get a little bit more payoff out of it. And I think I wasn't the only one, you know? So I'm just gonna spread this out kind of all the way up. I just chopped all of my nails off because they were driving me crazy, but also my kid is just in this really, really grabby stage and he likes to just take my hand and put my finger in his mouth, but he does it like at light speed. And with my long nails, he was like jabbing himself in the gum or jabbing himself in the roof of his mouth. And I was like, I just need to retire the long nails for the time being. And now that I chopped them off, they're so thick, I just need to soak them off and be done with it. So that is, you know, just a primary application. A preliminary, I think was the word I was looking for, application of that. And I'm trying to not shear it out too much, you know, but it's a very, very flexible formula. It's not wet. It's not wet, it's not greasy. Like I said, it's dimethicone based. It's not even really sticky, but you can use it as an eyeshadow base and build right on top of it. And it also will spread with a brush, especially the actual Thrive eyeshadow brushes, because they are so intense they're really big and they're like strong, you know, the bristles are really tightly packed. So it's almost, I don't know, it's a lot like this one in the sense that I describe it as almost being like a sponge because it's so dense. A lot of their brushes are really, really dense. And so that's kind of what sets them apart and I think helps them to spread creams better. So I'm gonna go in with another coat of this just on the lid and kind of into the crease. But playing with undertone is really, really fun. And I wonder if that means that the shades are going to look better with certain skin tones or whether you'd want to own a couple and wear them with different makeup looks, because my skin can go different ways. You know what I mean? Like, you've seen it. My skin can, I can wear really, really cool stuff as long as I play only in the cool tones, and then I can wear stuff that's neutral to warm. I can't go super, super warm, but I can kind of play in that sandbox too, as long as I take the time to make sure that like my neck matches and everything. So I'm going to take this brush and use that to just blur the edges now that I have kind of given myself a base of all of them, and I'm gonna blur that underneath my eye as well. I think that that color is kind of phenomenal with brown eyes. And I mean, most things look good with light eyes, so I always talk about things with brown eyes because it's kind of uncommon for something to make brown eyes pop. Sometimes we're at a disadvantage as brown-eyed people. Some people think that brown eyes are just kind of boring. I thought brown eyes were boring until my son was born with them, and now I think they're perfect. I like that this formula doesn't blend away. It doesn't just completely leave the chat as soon as you start trying to blend it. Oh, I had to think. It was the Westman Atelier shadows. Those $80 stacks, $88 stacks? I don't remember, but they will absolutely blend to nothing very easily. They're so hard to stay built up and saturated. So I think, ooh, my goodness, look at that up close. Look at the color shift on that. Now, you know, is that going to accentuate wrinkles in your eyes? The answer is maybe. It's got old-fashioned garden variety sparkle in it, you know? And so if that's something that you don't like on your eyes, you know, this probably isn't going to change your mind about it. But I also, when I was putting something like this on my mom, I started with the Charlotte Tilbury Oyster Pearl, which I will swatch next to these because I think that that and the Kosas Globe 10-second eyeshadow is similar. Those two are similar enough that they warrant swatching with it. I just remedied the issue with my mom by taking something matte and just putting it in her crease so that she didn't have the sparkles right there where her like eyes kind of, you know, were hooded. So that was Anise, and I think Callie is even cooler if I recall. So I'm going to use that in the crease and see if it even makes a difference, you know? Like, I don't want to go too ham, but I mean, that's almost gray. And that's going to honestly probably be a shadow that like blows some certain people's minds because they're like, oh, I never find a really good like gray eyeshadow that isn't silver or blue. Like, this is a taupe gray that is true gray. And I feel like, you know, that is enhancing the illusion of my crease because a cool tone is going to recede from the eye even if it is shimmery. And that inspires me to think, well, then do I want to take a warmer one and put it on the top of my lids, and that might make the illusion even more so. So then the only one that we have left would be Pili, right? And Pili was that gorgeous, probably the warmest gold out of all of them. And I'll put that there and there. And just nerd out about color theory here and temperature. And get just this warrior princess Athena eye. It looks like armor, doesn't it? And then I will also use Estrella as my inner corner highlight, because this does start to look a little bit muddy because these tones are so close to one another. And if you get overwhelmed by that, it's always remedied, almost always remedied, by pulling the highlights back out. So the easiest way to do that is with something really, really bright on your skin. And since this is a very cool toned eye look, that really cool toned white fits right in. Because I do feel like even though I used Pili and Pili is a little bit warmer, it still doesn't necessarily translate as local color. It's still, the local color, what the eye perceives, is still mostly taupe gray. But look at how that's the easiest eyebrow highlight formula ever. You know, it just kind of smooths right on there and you get the effect, boom. And they don't get all mucky and, you know, annoyed with each other. All I have on my face right now, by the way, is cream. Well, actually that's not true. Around my eyes, all I have is cream. I do have powder bronzer and powder blush on, but I can kind of clean up with my complexion brush as I see fit here. It's almost like contour shades, you know? They're almost contour shades that are just extremely nuanced in their differences from one another. Okay, I am going to finish the rest of my makeup and I will pull you guys back out. And we will talk about the prices and the claims and everything, and I will see how they describe this release and sort of the thought process behind it. Okay, so I put on eyeliner, mascara, and a little bit of brow mousse and some lips. I added a little bit more of Pili when I got done because the entire eye look was pulling very neutral to cool, and I just wanted a little bit more of the warm in there. And as I'm using them, I'm familiarizing myself with the nuanced differences between them. So the Pili shade is definitely the warmest one if that's what you are wanting. And even as it is quite warm, it is not like a yellow gold. Yellow gold is going to be that Gia shade. Ooh girl, that's yellow gold, you know? So let's read what they have to say here. Anything to mitigate a headache. I swear I brushed my hair like 5 times today. Okay. A cream to powder highlighter that brightens and opens the eyes, providing an instant eye lift or shimmering smoky eye, now in 3 new soft metallic shades. Powered by ring light technology to instantly illuminate and awaken eyes while highlighting your best features with a soft diffused glow. So these were originally only in very pale shades that started out as one shade, you know, and then they moved into like a rose gold, and you know, they were all kind of intended to be almost used as highlighters, and then they started to move into what you would probably consider just, you know, regular eyeshadow shades, taupes and browns and coppers and golds and stuff. So I hope I explained that well. It's Friday and it's the first day of Shark Week for me. I am exhausted and my kid is making the transition between the snoo and the crib. It's been a long morning. Light reflecting smart pigments deliver a universally flattering shimmering veil of color that boosts radiance and diffuses the look of fine lines without settling or creasing. So yeah, it is still glitter. And in that respect, it's not necessarily going to, again, change your mind about putting glitter on your eyes if your eyes do have wrinkles, which, you know, all of them do because they open and close, but you know what I mean. But it is going to have a texture that isn't going to accentuate it because it's not going to like start to crease and settle into them. So that's the difference. Ophthalmologist tested, dermatologist tested, and approved waterproof, safe for contact lens wearers, and proven to be non-irritating. That is one of the best things about silicone, I feel like, is when we're not trying to replace silicone with something that is straight from nature, it means actually that it is often less allergenic. A science? Question mark. That's just been my experience with silicone and dimethicone based products. It does have macadamia and meadowfoam seed oil, so she does like to put skincare ingredients in there, but it is 100% vegan, cruelty free. High performance ingredients are always formulated without parabens, phthalates, sulfates, and synthetic fragrance. Oh, and guys, by the time this video goes up, the main thing that's on their website and on their Instagram is the new concealer. they're a little bit behind on sending me PR. And I emailed them about it, not to be, you know, looking a gift horse in the mouth, but just kind of curious because I used to get them before they were released, and it's mutually beneficial, you know? Influencer brand relationship, it's always good to be able to release a review around the time that the product comes out because everybody starts asking. And I don't have it yet. I just got the new Brilliant Eye Brighteners, and so they were like, you know, they apologized profusely. They don't owe me anything, you know, but they said that, you know, they're just a little bit behind on that, so I will have it very soon. I have not been this excited about a release as I am for their concealer in a very, very long time. So yeah, that will be up as absolutely soon as I get it in my hands. Okay, our 3 recently dropped shades of Brilliant Eye Brightener are your key to an instant eye look in under 60 seconds. So I think they are meant to be used together. Anise, or Anise, I don't know. Warm Bronze Shimmer is how they describe it, is a harmonious balance of warm and gold and brown of warm gold and brown, I have no excuse other than the baby fingerprints on my glasses, to create a gorgeous bronzy hue. Pili Cool Gold Shimmer. What? What? That doesn't make sense. I guess because it's cool gold, but it's the warmest one. Huh. Is a golden hue that leans cool in tone to brighten and highlight the inner eye and below the brow. I mean, for deeper skin tones, absolutely, but I'm still hung up on the cool part. Like, Pili is the one that I put all over here because it is cool for a gold, but it is a kind of a misnomer to talk about this as cool compared to the other ones. So maybe that's not what they mean necessarily, but Pili is definitely the warmest of the 3. And Callie, Greige Taupe Shimmer. Callie is like super, super cool. So, cause it's gray, you know, that was the one that I put in my crease, is a cool toned greige that captures the light and reflects a soft silver taupe shimmer. So they're saying that Anise is harmonious warm golden brown. So it's like, you know, they say, oh, it's bronzy. That's kind of what I ended up with for the local color everywhere. That was the first thing that I put on. And I would say that it is more neutral, but that Pili, calling Pili kind of a cool gold is confusing sounding. It is a cool gold, but it is warmer than the other ones. And then the coolest one is going to be Callie because that's that kind of gray color. So that, and then Muna is rosy compared to all of them. It's almost got like a blush vibe behind it compared to the rest of these. But I mean, I do think that you can see, let me make sure that I'm in focus here. I think that you can see on my eyes the difference between each one. You can definitely see the Pili shade is, you know, that's evident. It's quite golden warm compared to everything else. And I really do think that these things tend to shift in their meaning and their temperature and everything compared to what they're near. You know, it's always relative warmth. So it might be a cool gold compared to a gold eye look. I think that it would be, but it is a warm gold compared to the rest that I have on my eyes. And you can see in the crease, you know, I managed to get like a nice depth because of the gray of Callie. And then the rest of that, with the exception of the brow highlight, is that kind of medium color of Anise. I hope that that wasn't too tedious for you. Oh, I also put more of the Pili shade underneath my eyes because I felt like it actually looked the best against brown. So yeah, this is the vibe, and I think that I'm ready to give you guys my final thoughts on these so that we don't sit here and split hairs any further. I think that this is lovely. I really, really do. Now that I've gotten a chance to use them, I think that they're incredibly lovely. I didn't try this eye look first just because I wanted you guys to be able to experience it with me because I'm very, very familiar with this formula. So I didn't feel intimidated by that, by doing like a first impression on just the colors. So having that in mind, I thought when I came into this that it was going to be like a, you know, pick your undertones in this menagerie of shades, and that's gonna be your version of this. Kind of like the bronzers, you know, the way they presented it as like a fair, medium, and deep, when I'm just like, I don't think you should have talked about it that way. Sephora did that, you know, they labeled them that way because I think that they kind of would all work on anybody. It matters whether you like pink, copper, or rose, you know? And this is different from what I expected in the sense that I think that they all can be worn together. And that's how they present it on site as well. And it's more dependent on your needs and whether or not you think you can get away with a gray taupe eye look. And if not, Pili might be the only one that you would start with because it's going to look cool against your skin if your skin is really, really warm. So, you know, this might make you look dead. Especially Callie. Callie's like straight up like Greige. Beware, that might make you look dead. And you know, if I wear something that's too cool of a gray on me, my eyes look like ashy, you know, it just doesn't look right. And just, you know, bear that in mind. It might not look like it looks on me the way that it looks on you, depending on your skin tone and your undertones and stuff. But yeah, I hope that that was helpful in terms of just talking about the temperatures of these, because I think that they can be combined in a lot of cases, you know, to create different eye looks, and it isn't just a case of just one suits you, make sure you get the right one kind of thing. I also want to say, just from a conception standpoint, just from like the, you know, Thrive has always been self-funded. I don't know where they're at now, but I mean, I've talked to Carissa about this in the past. She was like, no one would fund me. I look so young, you know? And she always hated how young she looked because she was just like, no one thinks that I'm like old enough to be a CEO. This was like years and years ago. But you know, she always funded her next release with her previous release, and you know, everything had to just really pack a punch. And so it is courageous to put out a release that is subtle. I mean, if there's a word for this, this is subtle. These are absolutely beautiful shades, but in this ocean of releases that are just like screaming at you to try and get your attention, they're either bright and shiny or they're crazy expensive and luxurious. I think that it is very brave and also really reinforces their confidence in the intelligence of their customer that they put out something this nuanced, this subtle, that they're like, yeah, we're putting out basically with Muna 4 undertones of the same idea. And I think that that is, it's a beautiful commentary on the difference between certain brands, you know? They don't need to scream at you, and they make really practical products that kind of only come into focus when you take the time to study them. It's not something that is a flash in the pan. It's something that might become your one and done eyeshadow that you wear every single day. And as I say that, I remember I wanted to swatch it against the Charlotte Tilbury. I'm so sorry. Okay, here we go, guys. Ready? Those are the same 4. So in alphabetical order, Anise, Callie, Muna, and Pili. This is Charlotte Tilbury Oyster Pearl in the Eyes to Mesmerize. This is Globe from Kosas. That is a 10-second eyeshadow. These two are the Auric cream eyeshadows from Sam Ravindal. This is Temper and this is Ego. And then this is Victoria Beckham Mink, which I just felt was relevant. I don't love this very much because it actually shifts silver, which is just so odd to me. I love the actual color of the shadow, but the glitter shift doesn't make sense to me, at least not on my eyes. Does that help? So there you go. All right, so I hope that that answered any questions that you might have about these shadows, the brilliant eye brighteners. What was that? I apparently need to get off camera. I need another cup of coffee or something. But I hope that this was helpful for you guys. If it was, give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. I would love it if you guys did. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me today, guys. I love you so much. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.